Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your girl, Cherrell. I'm the host of Let's Talk the Show, and this ain't a podcast. I want to thank you guys for tuning in with me this Tuesday like you guys do every Tuesday. We have an amazing show in store. But before we move any further, you guys know we got to kick it off with something you're grateful for. And as usual, I will kick it off. Today I am grateful for... I don't really have no big one. I think I'm just going to go with that. I'm just grateful. Grateful for another day. Grateful for another day. That's what I'm grateful for. So you guys joining in. Drop in the comment section something you are grateful for. I know you guys see the name of today's show. Make sure you click that little arrow in the right corner and share this conversation with 3 friends you think would like it. We're talking about Roe v. Wade today and abortion rights and why you should care. Hey, so I know you guys have seen everywhere. They're not talking about the Met Gala for the most part. They're talking about Roe v. Wade. And is a very good conversation to have, which I think is super funny because I actually wanted to talk about abortion 2 weeks ago and I decided not to do it. So we are talking about, let's see here. We are talking about abortion, you guys, and why you should care, okay? Roe v. Wade is something everybody should be talking about, something we all should be having conversations about. So I'm grateful that I moved my new place next week. Shout out to that. Okay, congrats on the new place. I am so happy to hear that. Shout out to you. I'm happy for you. So we're talking about Roe v. Wade, abortion rights, and why you should care. So first off, let's just give you guys some background on what Roe v. Wade is. It is a landmark case, similar to the Brown versus Board of Education case. But Roe v. Wade is basically the landmark case that states that women have the right to choose an abortion without the government being so having such strict laws on women getting them. So it just basically says women should have the right to get an abortion and that the government should not be overly intervening in the process, right? But we know, what the heck? Okay, I'm sorry about that, you guys. So what leaked essentially what leaked was just an opinion by one of the justices, by Justice Samuel Alito. And it just basically was giving an opinion on possibly overturning Roe versus Wade, saying that it was egregious and that Planned Parenthood somehow intervened, and they were holding up the court's real decision to maybe not go with the original decision, which was that rule in favor of Roe. What was the big deal about it was just that we had to really confirm if what was leaked was authentic. And it actually was confirmed by Justice Samuel Alito that it is authentic, but it is not a final resolution. And from what I'm reading, when it comes down to the Roe v. Wade, a decision can come down, I believe it said late June, mid-July. So what you're seeing is not a final ruling on Roe v. Wade. It has not been overturned. If you still are in need of abortion services, you can absolutely still get those. Actually, obviously you have to look into what your state's laws are, but Roe versus Wade has not been overturned. That was just an opinion, a drafted opinion, let me say that. And you can still seek abortion services if needed. But the one thing that was super important about Roe v. Wade is that it implied that most of the justices agreed with it, which is really scary. And I really just want to say, as a woman, I really can't get, I think we have 2 women on the Supreme Court. I really got a problem with why motherfucking old ass men and men in general just always want to try to tell women what to do with their body. I just really be concerned. Why does it matter? And I know a lot of the counter arguments that men have are if women get to just if women just get to abort a baby, how come it's a problem when a man just leave a baby on a woman? First off, stupid, because that's what the fuck you are. When she aborts the baby, nobody has to deal with the baby. When she has the baby and you leave, you dumbass, she still has to deal with the baby. And quite frankly, I think that anybody who has a seed out here, a child out here in this world, on this planet, that's walking around alive in the flesh, that has their blood and they're not taking care of them, you a bum, and you should probably go to jail for some type of child abuse, neglect charges. That's how I feel. That's really how I feel. Unless you can prove that there's reasons why you have not been able to provide for your child, or that the other parent has been interfering, or something else, then I really feel like you should go to jail for that shit, because there's just really no excuse why you should be taking care of your child. There's just no excuse. There's just no way, right? So yeah, that's why, and yeah, so that's how I feel about that. So yeah, a lot of the justices, or most of the justices, agree that Roe v. Wade, according to that draft leak, that it should be overturned, which I am nervous about. I think it's a very scary world when you start forcing women to have children that they do not want. I feel like we're going to see higher mortality. Like the mortality rate is going to go up. You want to see a lot more, probably an increase in abuse you're probably going to see domestic violence increase. You're going to see more child abuse cases increase. You're probably going to see a lot more suicide or higher suicide rate. I feel like there is such a trickle-down effect to forcing people to have kids they do not want. It is a lifetime commitment, okay? It is it's past life. So when you're forcing women to have babies that they don't want to have, or to seek out alternative methods to ending a pregnancy, you got to know there's going to be some fallback on that, you know? And I really want to encourage any woman. Let me say this. I know a lot of people are like, oh, my religion doesn't support this. I am team fuck them kids, okay? I am team get the abortion, okay? I am not team abortion is an alternative form of birth control. I am not that, because I do not believe you should be getting those regularly, and I believe that the surgical way of abortion could interfere with fertility. It could create fertility issues. So I am team fuck them kids, get that abortion, get rid of that baby, don't have no lifelong connection to that nigga. I'm sorry, my kid did some shit. Okay, he ain't crying. So I am absolutely get that fucking abortion. I feel like it's your body, you do what the fuck you want to do. Period. It's that. And for the men that be like, well, if we don't have a say when a woman get an abortion, why we gotta say when she... It's like, first off, that's not our battle. We didn't say we wanted to carry these motherfuckers. That ain't us. No, we didn't make that decision, okay? We just showed the fuck up here, and this is what we got. So that's that. Stop arguing that stupid ass comment. But for women, if you do not want to keep that baby girl, don't keep that kid. Okay? For the people like, don't be saying it, just put it up for adoption. Have you talked to people that have been in the foster care system? Have you talked to them? Do you know anybody? Have you adopted a kid? Do you know how expensive it is to adopt children? Okay? I mean, you could foster them. Have you heard children that have been in foster homes? Do you know what the fuck their life is like? Okay? There are some lucky ones. There are some very lucky ones. But there are a lot of unlucky ones. So before you decide that you want to carry your baby full term, bond with this baby, feel the kicks, and then give them up, think about what that does to your mind. You have to wonder if your baby's in good hands. Now, let me be clear. There is a possibility you can do an open adoption. You can absolutely do that, know about the family, and then, you can, I feel like that significantly decreases the chances of your child being harmed way. Absolutely. But I feel like, why put all your body through that? Get rid of that. Don't even do it. Because why? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pro, and let me make sure I say this again. Do what the fuck you want to do. Is your body. Absolutely your choice. But no woman should be forced to have a kid, to keep a kid, and they don't want to. Girl, get rid of that kid so you can get rid of that nigga too. Fuck that. Get rid of that kid. You want to accomplish XYZ goals? Okay. You want to finish up your schooling? Okay. It's just not a good time in your life? Okay. It was an accident? Okay. Okay. Whatever the reason is, okay. Go get it. Go get it. But do not be using abortion as a form of birth control, because then you start really playing with yourself, and playing and significantly maybe decreasing the chance that you'll actually be able to carry a child when you're ready. But I also say to a lot of women, pay attention to your body. There are early signs, the boobs, okay, the headaches, what else I had, getting sick, missing your pay attention. And I know stress can do a lot of these things too, but pay attention, okay? Pay attention. I do not recommend birth control, okay? Tell them they can put a condom on. Tell them to put a condom on. Plan B it. Track your ovulation. You want to decrease your chances of having an unwanted pregnancy? Track your ovulation. Know when days you're a little more freaky. You're probably around ovulation. Try to avoid them days. Higher chance of getting pregnant. You still get pregnant. Okay, you still get pregnant on birth control. Ain't no 100% method safe outside of just not having sex, right? But there are ways to prevent an unwanted pregnancy, and I recommend all women a lot, especially women in the southern states, because they coming hard. They on y'all heads down there. So women, especially in these southern states. Michigan ain't that safe either. We're going to talk about that. But definitely protect yourself. Do not expect these men to look out for you, because there are men and about 2 women up there making choices for the rest of the world. Okay? So protect yourself by all means. Condoms. Don't have sex. Birth control, if that's what you choose, I don't recommend that shit. I've heard the long-term effects are shitty as hell. But yeah, so this is what, we talked about what the Roe v. Wade is. We talked about what actually leaked. And how does this affect you? I think I've been talking about it. Any woman outside of, with the exception of a few states, if you have an unwanted pregnancy and you decide to seek out an abortion, you potentially put your provider at harm. I saw things that the provider could potentially go to jail. I saw that women could possibly, I believe, see up to jail time, fines. So protect yourselves. Don't be laying down with somebody you couldn't see a future with. Don't be doing it raw, not just out of not wanting an unwanted pregnancy, having an unwanted pregnancy, but the potential of catching something. HIV, STDs are very much so still real. They're still out there. So it affects you because women, you can see yourself on the other side of the law. And if you're in one of these southern states, one of these red states who are going to have more stricter abortion laws post Roe v. Wade, or fellas, you can find yourself on the wrong side of the law as well, or you could find yourself sleeping with a woman that you think you can see a future with and she doesn't keep your baby. And that's trauma on both ends, you know what I'm saying? So this is a wake-up call to be more cautious. The summer is approaching. Y'all gonna be drunker. Y'all gonna be a little more freakier, and that's just the reality. Be careful, okay? Be careful. Be very careful. This is really setting the tone, because if they overturn Roe v. Wade, they don't tell them what the fuck else they going after. You know what I'm saying? This is also a wake-up call that we need to vote. Stop thinking it only matter when we, put the president. That shit don't matter. That shit don't matter. Because I like to think of the president as like the head or something. That's how I like to think of it. He's like the head. But Congress and shit, the Senate, they the brains. They the brains. So all the hard work, all the important shit is going on the inside. But y'all just keep going for the head and the face. Like, fuck all that. Go for the brains. The shit that actually gets shit moving. You know what I'm saying? So vote. This is important. This is a wake-up call for men and women. Don't find yourself on the other side of the law possibly post RV Wade. Don't find yourself on the other side of the law with that, okay? It's also a wake-up call to black people. Get your ass in these polls and vote. Stop thinking just the president. That nigga don't... Y'all see Biden he Ray Charles to the fucking debt. He Ray Charles to the student loans. Biden don't give a fuck, okay? Wake-up call. Pay attention. This affects everybody. Men, women, okay? Wake up. And why should you care? And you should care because you don't want to see somebody you love on the wrong side of the law because of this. You should wake up because it could easily be you. You should care because you might want to have kids, or you should care because what about the state that you're potentially moving to? A lot of people are like, I want to start my life over in a different state. Be mindful of that. I don't expect people to just stop having sex, but you thinking about moving down south, you need to check the abortion laws. What if you need to get an abortion? Maybe you had a one-night stand, okay? Maybe you had a one-night stand. You weren't even trying to do all that. What if you get pregnant? What if the abortion laws in the state that you just moved to say that it's illegal after a certain amount of weeks? And the thing is, with a lot of these abortion laws, women don't find out they're pregnant until afterwards. So a month, they go by your last period. But say you don't find out you're pregnant for like the 10th week. Some of these abortion laws are at 6 weeks. Baby, you 5 weeks past the due date. You done fucked up. And now you find yourself on the other side of the law because now you're seeking out an abortion and you could potentially go to jail, or you could potentially put your provider at risk. And a lot of these laws, I do want to say, I was reading stuff that had people that allow people to call in and say like, hey, I think somebody had an abortion. I saw somebody being able to like call in and say, I think they had an abortion. They can report you, right? I also saw that if anybody helped, I think it was like if somebody helps you, say if you have a friend reach out and find out information and is helping you do this, they could go to jail too. I do want to say, however, that I saw a few abortion laws that did protect in the event that it was incest and rape. I saw some that protected the woman, stating that like maybe the suspect or the rapist could not like try to take you to court about you getting an abortion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it protected women from like rape and incest, and somebody saying like, hey, no, I want to keep that kid, she needs to carry that kid. So I only saw a few of those. That there might be different laws for different states now. So that's why you should care. You should care because someone you love could be the victim of incest or rape. Or you could find yourself in a situation where you may need an abortion, and you want to be mindful of where you stay. Where do you live in the state laws that what the state says about abortion? That's why you should care. You should care because some of y'all about to have teenagers as kids. I don't know nobody my age that has a teenager kid. But y'all can have teenagers as a kid soon, in a couple of years. Where do you live? Do you want, and teenage pregnancy is a real thing for boys and girls. Do you want to live somewhere where it prevents maybe your daughter from being able to get an abortion if she need one? What about if the child is a medical issue? I didn't see anything that prevented medical issues, but there might be something, who knows? What if you decide you with this person and you decide later down the line, maybe you're like 10 weeks pregnant, like, no, this is not the person I want to be with. I don't want to be with this person. I don't have a lifelong connection to this person, and you want an abortion. And I think that's perfectly okay. What if you decide that, but what if your state doesn't allow it? It's so important to keep up, especially when women bodies are being debated by motherfuckers who ain't even got a vagina. They don't even have a vagina to be up here talking about shit. Like, and they old wrinkly asses probably ain't seen one, felt one, and who knows when. So I'm just saying that Roe v. Wade may seem like something very small. It may seem like something very, whatever, they'll never do it. But the reality is, it can easily be you or somebody you love, or you can easily find yourself on the other side of the law if Roe versus Wade is overturned. Roe v. Wade is overturned. So pay attention to what's going on. Read multiple articles. Don't just read one place, because sometimes they be, posting bullshit just to get the story out there. So read multiple things. Do research, and really get to the bottom and pick out what's important to you. And if you don't think it matters, trust me, it matters until you're having a kid by somebody you don't want a kid by. Until you're trying to figure out if you're pregnant after incest or rape. It matters if you decide later down the line you don't want to keep the kid. So it matters. And some of these laws do protect rapists. Some of them do. So find out. Some of them protect incest. Find out what is what for yourself. Do not just allow the media to tell you. Hell, don't even allow me just to tell you. Get out there and do your own research. So yeah, that's what I want to talk about tonight. Roe v. Wade, abortion laws. I think every woman has the right to say whether or not she wants an abortion. I am pro fuck them kids, okay? And that's another thing. I be hating people religion, be like, no, I'm against that. And it's just like, shut the fuck up. Nobody asked you. Like, I don't like that. Like, you shouldn't be able to get an abortion. If you don't want that motherfucker, get rid of it. I don't care. Get rid of it. Yes, there are implications. Yes, there are side effects. Yes, there is mental. Yes, all of it. Yes, look it up. There are 2 types of abortions. I was about to say something that's about to be dead ass wrong. And it's called, I believe it's called medical and surgical. One is a pill, and then one I believe they have to go in with like a vacuum and like a suction. It sounds scary, right? But those are 2 different types. And so listen, do your research if you need it. Find out how to get it. There are all types of places you can go. There are all types of people that are fighting hard on the side for women to have the right to choose whether or not to bring a child into this life. And for every jackass saying, "Oh, just put it up for adoption," it's like, have you adopted a kid? Ask them when they say that, have you adopted a kid? Do you know anybody that's adopted? Do you hear the horror stories? I don't feel like it's worth it. Get rid of it, grieve it if you have to, and go on with your life. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. I don't know. What do you guys feel about abortions? Do you think, what do you guys think? Do you think women should be able to get abortions? Like, what do you guys think? I don't know. I feel like women should be able to get abortion. And I don't feel like niggas should be opening their mouth. If you ain't got a vagina, don't say nothing. That's how I feel. Shut up if you don't got a vagina. What do you guys think? Like, should women be able to get abortions? I think we should. And if I'll be joking and shit, but I'll be dead ass. Like, don't fuck around. Won't be no kids this way. It won't be no kids. It won't be none. Yes, I think they should too. I definitely agree as well. Can you please, baby? I'm not done. Kareem, can you get out? I'm almost done. Can you get out, please? Okay, you know what, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up tonight's show. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys, as always. I'm really grateful for you guys. I'm going to say that tonight I am grateful for this conversation. I'm grateful that you guys tuned in. Please stop. Excuse me, you guys. Stop. Go sit down. I'm working. Go. Oh. Goodness. So sorry, you guys. But I'm grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm just really grateful for you guys. That's what I'm grateful for tonight. Yeah, that's all I got. Make sure you guys watch the replay. Make sure you guys share this conversation. Yeah, and I think that's all I got. As always, my name is Cherrell Carter. I'm the host of Let's Talk the Show, and this ain't a podcast. I will see you guys next Tuesday.